Hey guys, we're here with my boy Thien, who finished top 8 at Niagara Regionals with Labrynth the past weekend. So big congrats. What are your thoughts on the deck for the format?
I love this deck. I think this is like one of my favorite decks that I've encountered or even picked up. I picked this up like day one, the moment it came out. I think it's the most hated deck because of what happened on the Nats, yeah. So
well, this man loves his fiends.
I do love my fiends, yes.
Alright, let's get to the list.
All right, so we have the basic 3 Ariana, standard. See lady, lovely. You gotta play 3 of her. She's like, the best starter. You always want to see her, so she's really good. And this is like the one standard one. And then after that we go with the furnitures, the IKEAs. Let's see.
Is this pretty standard?
Pretty standard. You want to max it out. You want to see them. These guys help you discard your bricks. So if you ever draw this all the time, just discard her, and then you set a trap from the deck. Yep. Side here. Then I have one field spell, pretty standard. Traps, same concept. You always want to see these cards. The best trap, big welcome. That's basically the main engine. And now here comes my trap choices.
Okay.
Those are my.
That's probably
these are my normal.
Too standard. How's that?
So these two are pretty standard.
Yeah.
Full force.
Sure.
The reason why I chose this one is because I thought I was gonna face mostly sprites, and also some of those Vanquish Soul decks. If I ever hard draw it, you can flip it. It helps you play around Imperm as well. I had a scenario where I had Kukok and Ariana in my hand and this, so I did Kukok first, and I set this card. I normal summoned her. And then when they tried to imperm, I actually did this, and I looked at their whole hand after doing it, and I got the search, so it was pretty cool. These two, Dogmanica, you gotta play it. Helps you break, cards and stuff. And this is to get rid of the field spells and all the generic problematic cards, especially against the mirror match. In the mirror match, you always want to get rid of the field spell or something like that too. So, yeah, that's the normal traps for me. And then these are my the floodgates. And the one strike.
Okay, what's with the one-ofs?
So it was like a last-minute decision. I knew I had to run 3 scale drain. This is just like this won me though so many games. Like this, I don't know why Konami left this card at 3. This and this. So I was either debating between 2 goals in match or just one. I noticed sometimes if I ever run into the branded match, I don't want to see this card. And then at the same time, this card is also really good against Sprite, which is I wanted to prepare the deck specifically against Runic Sprite and stuff like that. So but I felt like I didn't want to see double of it, and I just wanted to see if I see one, then I'm fine with it. So that's why I kept it as one. And then Strike was just for because Ash kills this deck and so does Ghost Spell. So I wanted something to make sure I stop that. Yep. And then spells, I had 3 Extravagance. Pretty standard. You want to plus as much as you can so you can discard off your IKEAs. The one called by, Ash, like I said, anti-Ash, anti-Bell. And then hand traps. This is what I have for hand traps. Yes.
Why are you running one Gamma?
People are really, really underestimating this Gamma. They never think about it. And I won a lot of games because of this Gamma right here. Because I would Extravagance. And they would just ash me, and I'll be like, okay, well, I had Gamma, and then I would proceed to win the game because I managed to Gamma them.
What do you do with the driver then?
The driver, I usually discard it off the IKEA furnitures. So it's actually not that bad because, if you draw it in your hand and you have an IKEA furniture, then you can just discard it off and you still get a trap off out of your deck. So, yeah, and then, again, sprites, they don't see it coming. So, you can just Gamma. It works. It's just really good. And it helps you resolve your traps, which is a big thing because if you don't want to... If you get hit by Ashen and Bell, it hurts your deck a lot. And my last card, or last 3 for the main deck.
Wow.
Yeah, Sphere Mode. So, this card, when it's really debatable for me because sometimes I feel like I wish this card was something else. But then the games that I actually managed to go first and I saw it, I was thinking to myself, okay, if I went second, this thing would have actually came up. So right now it's 50-50. And I did actually manage to face a lot of sprites. So in theory, this would have actually worked against all those decks. So, it's, yeah. Should we move on to extra deck, I guess? Yep. Extra deck? Yeah, extra deck. So I had 3 Muckcrackers, 3 Chaos.
Holy!
Yeah, very expensive. Yeah, this is very standard for the IKEA builds. You could Mudcracker, summon the Chaos Angel, and its effect is not once per turn. So, it's pretty decent. These are my synchros as well. Here you go. For the gamma package, you know, you could go into Baron or Omega, depending. And the one Baguska, because you know, I also run with Retaliating Sea for like the Runic Sprite matchup. And also, you know, if you ever have managed to get 2 Arianas and you know if they manage to live, you can make a Baguska afterwards, if you really need to. And then I play the Dogmatica package, which is this. Yeah. So my side deck consists of 3 Gamma Seals. You know, very, very necessary, especially against Kashira. And also Sky Strikers too, which sometimes comes up. Retaliating Sea. This is mainly for the Runic Sprite deck. Yes, anything with Runic, you can play this, and they struggle with it a lot. Okay, so this is pretty good. Against Branded, it also does come up too, but nowadays people are running Dragoon. And if you put this on them on Dragoon, they're just gonna make a Dragoon and they pop it, and then like, you know, you better have it out for Dragoon too. And Dragoon also kills this deck really like a lot. So make sure you have something out for that. The 1D barrier, standard, you know, and then you have, these are my Bestial lineup. Really cool interaction with the big welcome. You can reuse them again for the next turn. And 2 Ghost Bell for the mirrors. I didn't end up facing any mirrors at all. So, but in theory, yes, it definitely does come up. So. And this is the very big change from a lot of builds. So a lot of Labrynth players, they only run 1. The problem with running 1 is that if you're trying to, like, you want to hard draw this card sometimes against certain matches. Like, for instance, the Kashira match. Because sometimes they might have a way to wedge your interaction with Lady. Because Lady says it's a win effect, right? So against, like, Runic or something like that, let's say you activate a trap, and then they do chain link 1, you know, your trap. And then you're trying to chain link 2 to that trap, but you can't because the Runic player or like anyone could just chain like a random quick play spell or something to wedge so that you don't get to turbo out your trap from your deck. So in this scenario, like you want to be able to hard draw this as well. So this actually came out. This won me a lot of games, especially at the regional. So
yeah, most hated card right now.
yeah, indeed.
Alright, well, thanks for the deck profile. Any last shoutouts?
Yeah, you know, shoutouts to Gopher Game, shoutouts to Hakuna My Data, shoutouts to Team Anki, you know, for playing with us and everything, and shoutouts to also Ryan Yu for helping me craft the deck and everything, and also shoutouts to Hope Club Collectibles. It's a new store in Albion Mall, located in Etobicoke. They are just starting out, and they might start eventually having like Yu-Gi-Oh like locals and everything as well. So be sure to check them out.
Awesome, thank you.
Yeah, thanks.